They told her to move the mop bucket. "You're in the way," a young officer barked, waving his hand like brushing away dust. His voice cut through the hall, sharp and dismissive, as the crowd of soldiers preparing for the international summit barely noticed her. She was just the janitor, after all, just a woman in worn gray overalls, pushing a squeaky cart. No one looked twice. No one cared. But the general stopped, his steps faltered, his gaze lingering, puzzled by something. It wasn't her uniform, nor the mop in her hands. It was the quiet confidence in the way she stood, the stillness in her eyes, as if she had seen storms far greater than spilled coffee on a polished floor. Her name was Lina Torres de Tio Most. She was invisible, a custodian, a shadow in the background. Yet if anyone had looked closely, they would have seen the faint outline of an old tattoo just beneath her sleeve, its sharp edges softened by time, but the emblem unmistakable to those who knew. Few did. Lina had once served in the special forces. Not that she ever told anyone. Not anymore. She had been fluent in 7 languages, a master of stealth, a soldier whose silent footsteps had crossed continents. She was the quiet whisper behind missions that never made the news. But the years had worn her down. The uniform had been folded away, the medals left in a drawer, and when the weight of her past became too much, she chose silence. She chose to clean floors instead of fighting wars. She chose peace. Yet peace didn't shield her from small humiliations. The soldiers often laughed as they passed her. They left their mess without thanks. They made jokes as if she couldn't understand. In German, in Russian, in Arabic. They didn't know those were her languages too. They didn't know the woman bending over the trash bin had once negotiated with warlords in tongues they could barely pronounce. The day of the summit arrived, and tension buzzed through the air. Representatives from 7 nations gathered in the hall, waiting for translation equipment that wouldn't start. Panic rippled through the ranks as tempers flared. Important men shouted, trying to bridge languages with broken English and angry gestures. Lina quietly swept nearby, ignored as always. "Does anyone here understand all 7 languages?" the general asked, desperation creeping into his voice. "We're out of time." Silence. Lina straightened. The mop rested against her cart. Without fanfare, she began to speak. First in German, then in Russian, Arabic, Mandarin, French, Spanish, Italian. Her voice flowed like water, calm, steady, undeniable. The room fell still. Conversations froze. Jaws slackened. The soldiers who had mocked her stared, unable to grasp what they were hearing. The men they thought were giants now looked small. The general's eyes glistened, recognition dawning like sunlight through storm clouds. He stepped forward, his hand rising, not to point, not to command, but to deliver a crisp salute, deep and full of respect. "You carry battles we'll never understand," he said quietly. Lina nodded, her expression soft, yet firm. "Some wars don't need words." The soldiers who had laughed now lowered their heads in shame. Later, as Lina walked down the corridor, the halls parted for her, not out of fear, but out of reverence. Whispers followed her now, not of ridicule, but of awe. "Some heroes don't wear uniforms," one soldier murmured. "Some medals you can't see," another added. And somewhere, in the silence Lina cherished, a quiet justice bloomed. In the end, it was not her service record, nor her languages, nor her past that commanded respect. It was her unshakable dignity, her strength in choosing silence over pride. Heroes don't need to speak. Sometimes, the world simply needs to listen. If this story touched you, tell us where you're watching from and what you think about silent heroes like Lina. Don't forget to subscribe for more stories that reveal the power of quiet courage.